Magda or Queen of Sheba. The Queen of Sheba visit to King Solomon is referred to in the Bible in the first book of Kings 10, 1-13 and repeated in the second book of Chronicle 9, 1-12. The identification of this queen with Queen Magda of Ethiopia is the best seen in the Kebra Nagast. It is held in Ethiopia to be translation of a document found before 325 AD amongst the treasure of Saint Sophia of Constantinople, but was written in its present form in the 14th century in circumstance already described. In Ethiopia today, her story is often depicted in colored painting, which reminds forcibly of a strip of cartoons. Other quaint Ethiopian stories about Queen Magda link her with dragon and give her ass's feet as a result of stepping in the pool of dragon's blood with a serpent king whom she is said to have succeeded. With the buildings and style of Aksum and even with saints of Christian church, parallels can easily be drawn with the legends of other countries in the Middle East. Modern scholarship tends to reject the identification of the Queen of Sheba with Ethiopia, and she is in any case also claimed by the Arabs, who call her Bilqis, and by several other African countries. The Sheba or Saba of the Bible and of inscription in Assyria may perhaps have been in northern Arabia. The historic kingdom of Saba, however, was located in Yemen with the capital of Minelik. The Bible tells how the queen came to test for herself by questioning him, the renowned wisdom of King Solomon. She traveled in considerable state and brought presents of gold, spices, and jewels. She was impressed with the house, the table, and the ministers of Solomon as well as with his wisdom. The Quran chapter 27 describes how a bird from her country told Solomon about her and how Djinn demon helped him to play a trick on her. She bared her legs to cross what she took to be water, only to find that it was a mirror. Whereupon, apparently in acknowledgement of his greater wisdom, she admitted to worshipping idols. The Bible says that before the queen and her servants returned to her own country, Solomon gave all her desires, whatever she asked, and according to the Ethiopian version, a good deal more besides. Solomon is said to have made it a condition that if she wished to sleep alone, she should take nothing belonging to him. He then waited for the carefully spiced food with which he had regaled her to take effect. He is shown in Ethiopian painting, feigning sleep. Sure enough, the queen awakened and went to take a drink of water. Solomon reminded her of her bond, and she, doubtless counting it dishonorable to break her word, slept with him. In Ethiopian painting, the slave who was previously with Solomon sleeps discreetly some distance away, but judging from the expression on the monarch's face, discernible at one end of the bedclothes, neither liked the other very much. The Kebra Nagast chronicle is somewhat extended by his effort to make the story respectable. He attributes the polygamous habits of Solomon not to lust, but to his desire to raise sons who would inherit the cities of the heathen and destroy their idols. If the sons were as good as their mothers were numerous, he must have had some success. For the Bible, 1 Kings 2, number 6, affirms that King Solomon loved many strange women, together with the daughter of Pharaoh's woman of the Moabites, Ammonites, Edomites, Zidomanes, and Hittites, and he had 700 wives, princes, and 300 concubines. According to Ethiopia, a son, Ibn Hakim, literally son of a wise, was born to Queen Magda in what is now Eritrea on her journey home. When the son eventually succeeded to the throne, as it's customary in Ethiopia, he was given another name, Minelik I. It is from this son that the Solomonic line claimed to be one of the oldest, if not the oldest, surviving monarchy in the world, is said to have described in 1964. The monarch is styled conquering lion of the tribe of Judah, Haile Selassie I, elect of God and emperor of Ethiopia. The Chronicles of the Glory of the Kings describes the special attention which Solomon bestowed upon the young prince. When later the boy traveled back to Jerusalem to obtain his father's blessing, Solomon had given the queen his mother a ring with the words, "If thou hast a son, give it to him and send him to me." A story echoed in Tanganyikan legend which states that the ring fell from Minelik's dying fingers and awaits discovery by some Solomonic successor in the famous ice cap of the Gibbous summit of Kilimanjaro. Solomon also sent some 20 springs of Israel aristocracy to accompany Minelik, and they are said to have stolen the Ark of the Covenant and taken it to Aksum, where it supposedly rests to this day. Aksum, its greatest extent, is not only unified the principalities of North Tigray, but also towards the end of the 3rd century AD, from their parts of Western Arabia were ruled. Shipping in the Red Sea was controlled, and the kingdom of Meroe, now the capital city of Yemen, to the west was destroyed in war, and in fact never did recover from that time, when King Illa Amida raised his black basalt still in the capital. In Aksum, nearby the large irrigation reservoir of Maishem, still containing water and locally known as the Queen of Sheba pool, and her sites of tombs, on which to the west of Aksum is ascribed to the legendary monarch Minelik I. Minelik I is widely believed in Ethiopia to have been half African and half Jew, the illegitimate son of Queen of Sheba, identified with Queen Magda of Ethiopia and King Solomon.